Apologies for that. We had a little bit of a miscue. It's a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're back. All you missed is that the Northmen are continuing to shoot lights out from the perimeter, and Dee Benassi is making herself heard. She had an and one that you missed, and obviously that layup right there. Tigers take their first lead of the game. Benassi needs to be careful not to get her second foul. That three again good by the Northmen. That's Alexis Platts. The Northmen are shooting lights out, Grant. Oh my word.
Yeah, and that was Alexis Platts' first three of this season.
And she drained it, nothing but net. Benassi, that's a two. Her foot's on the line. It's short anyway, and there is the second foul that I was just mentioning earlier. Don't see any scramble to get anyone in the game yet. I spoke too soon. Sam Pond going to check in for her. She's likely done for the half. With 5:52 remaining in the second, that's a pretty significant loss, Grant.
Yeah, the Tigers cannot have that keep going forward. She'll definitely probably sit the rest of the half and probably start back in the second.
Yeah, she's going to be someone that Tigers are going to need tonight. I mean, she's provided the last good bit of points for the Tigers. Tigers have actually played pretty good defense so far, in my opinion. That's off Brissett. But in my opinion, the Tigers have played good defense. I mean, you're not expecting the Northmen to come out, and I guarantee if we had the official stats, they'd be shooting 80+% right now, Grant. I mean, I think it's like 6 for 7. It's something ridiculous right now. The Tigers have played good enough defense. The Northmen are just having the game of their lives right now.
Yeah, Tigers coming in this definitely did not prepare for the Northmen to be able to just shoot lights out tonight.
Sanders, sorry, that's not Sanders, that's Smith, got her hand around. Elbow jumper is way short, but the offensive rebound to keep the possession alive. That was Platts on the rebound, and they're going to reset with Bishop. That three in the corner almost went down as well. Brissett getting that rebound quick and throws it in transition to Roush. And that's great transition defense there from Platts to deny the baseline. Tigers out of sync. It's a turnover from Brissett. In goes Bishop, the hop step. She made the basket, but took one too many steps, Grant. This is not the NBA.
Yeah, I don't know about that call. I actually don't think that was a travel. I don't know.
I'll say it looked awkward to me, but obviously, like you said, we're all the way up here, but if you think it wasn't a travel, I'd take your word for it.
Yeah, a very, very interesting call. Obviously, we're not down there, so we can't see what the officials are seeing on the court. Maybe she took an extra step. We couldn't really tell.
She must have. I mean, you have three officials right there. I mean, I would assume that they got the call right, but like you said, you never know. As Coach Crawford talks to her team, probably telling them they're shooting lights out. They've scored as many points as they scored against us the first time we played them. But if you're Joe McKinstry, you're saying keep shooting. I mean, let it fly.
Yeah, definitely keep shooting it. Missed that last three-point attempt, but that's one of the first misses of the night, and definitely for the Tigers, they definitely need to step up on the three-point line.
Now the Tigers really only have two deep threats, I feel, Roush and Sanders. But the Northmen, I feel like there's four different ones that have hit a three so far. Roush thought about it. Pond's going to take a long mid-range jumper and miss everything. It's not Pond's shot.
Yeah, the Northmen almost playing like a man zone. It's a really laid-back man, like playing very far off on the three-point line.
They're going to call Pond for the hands on the back of, let's see, that number is blocked for a second. That was Everly.
Yeah, you can, when guarding in the post, you can't have 2 hands on the back of the defender. That will be a foul every single time.
Pond's a little upset about it, and she's going to exit. I believe that's her second as well. And they're going to be tied up. Possession arrow towards the Tigers. Take a moment to recognize all the members of our team tonight. I'm Blake Heisey, joined by Grant Thomas. We got Nick Bellamy and Luke Rule on the cameras. Our producer, Lauren Berry. Our sideline reporter, Lauren Holdmeyer. And as always, our advisor, Elaine McDonald. It's a team effort. We're hoping you're enjoying our coverage of tonight's matchup. Once again, sorry for that technical difficulty we had a few minutes ago. Platts is going to pick up her first and the team third foul of the half with 3:18 remaining. And Sanders going to take control of the offense at the top of the key. Benassi drives. Not able to put it away, and Coleman's going to bring it up the floor. Something I've noticed about this Northman team is that there's a lot of different players out there. They're a pretty deep team for their skill set. Lots of rotation players being used. Sanders from the corner, and she sinks it. Tigers give the Northmen a little bit of a taste of their own medicine with that 3, and the Tigers regain the lead.
That's definitely a way to show out as a senior on senior night, nailing a 3 in the second quarter.
We mentioned Sanders can be a threat from deep, and like you said on senior night, she's not afraid to let it fly. And that's going to be a steal by Smith. Sanders in transition. Can she get another 2? She can't. That's good defense. Loud crowd. Captain Nick Beach didn't like it. And I guess you could say ball don't lie.
Ball does not lie. I will
Northman
agree with that statement.
We had a pretty high scoring affair in the first quarter. The second quarter has not been like that at all. It was about both teams scoring 5 or so points at the beginning of the quarter, and it's been a stalemate since.
Yeah, something I've definitely noticed is this Oak Park team is not allowing transition baskets. That's where a lot of points come from in a game of basketball, and obviously they preach to not allow that.
And they look good so far. Every coaching tactic I've seen, I mean, I can just say this Northman team looks well coached. Inside, it was a tipped pass. Not enough. Everly puts it home. We're back and forth here in the field house, 24-23. Love, who took a little too many steps last possession, pulls up, and it's a little too strong, but Roush gets a lucky bounce towards her. 1:15 on the clock.
Avery Roush, not known for offensive rebounding, racks one up there, only 16 on season.
16 the whole season. That's not very many. You can do the math. The Tigers have played 17 games, so it's about just a little less than 1 per game. Benassi very lucky, in my opinion, there not to get a third foul called on her.
Yeah,
she needs to be careful.
I definitely think that was a reach. I don't agree with the opinion of putting her back in the game, but she's been making a difference, so obviously it's been working.
And Roush bumps Everly. She's unfazed, and that's going to be an and 1. Like you said, I don't know if I agree with the decision to put such a valuable player like Benassi back in the game, especially when she's a forward, so she's down in the lane, naturally can pick up more fouls down there, and out she comes again.
It's very high risk, high reward. She's probably your best player on the team. Keeping her in can give you that scoring boost, but if she picks up another foul, she probably wouldn't be into the fourth quarter.
Everly sinks the free throw, but like you said, she'd be out for a while. A little more info on D, we mentioned earlier how she led the Metro in rebounds per game. That's 12.7 per game. That is not very common at the high school level. Northman playing very tight defense, 18 seconds remaining. At this point, the Tigers are probably going to try to reset it. They're going to hold for the last shot. 10 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, I think they'll go to Avery Roush here. She is on the best three-point shooter on the team.
And look at this turn of events. It's a foot race down the floor, and the Northmen are going to have a shot at 2. Talk about a flip of the script. I wasn't sure who got in there and got that steal for the Northmen, but it was a good collective effort. Roush picks up the foul, and Kemp is going to be shooting at the line.
Yeah, and Blake, that's Avery Roush's second foul of the game. That's another key player for the Tigers.
And I will say, Grant, we must correct ourselves a little bit. The name of Oak Park's mascot is the Northmen, but I guess they do call their girls basketball team the Okies, which makes sense. I was going to say earlier, do we call them the Lady Northmen? So apologies for anyone watching. They're the Lady Okies. And they are going to take the lead into half, 28-23. Not what most people expected. Grant, do you have anything to add before we take a little break?
Yeah, I think they need to get the ball to Avery Roush and Alex and Dee Benassi, apologize. They've been the one scoring the ball most of the time. Dee Benassi definitely getting the ball in the paint, and I think they'll keep it to them coming out of the second half.
I agree with you. The Tigers have some things to talk about at half. But to be honest with you, the majority of the Northmen's points, in my opinion, it's them with good shooting. Like you said, for those of you, I mean, no one can really see it because it's just my eyes. But Grant, every time the Northmen swish a basket, he does a little flick of the wrist, a little shoot thing. Like you said, they're just going to keep shooting, and it's a good strategy.
Yeah,
Anyway.
like we said, only 19% from the three-point line this season. Definitely shooting a lot better than that tonight.
Yeah, and above 50% for sure.
Yeah, I think they'll keep going to that in the second half. The Tigers haven't been able to guard it, and they'll keep going to it.
Yep, I think that might be all for us for this half, Grant. 28-23 is our score. The Okies over the Tigers. We'll be back in approximately 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We have a good contested matchup on our hands. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the field house here at Lee Summit. Pretty close game. Northman leading the Tigers 28-23. Not exactly the game script we expected coming into this, but it's what we have. Northman shot lights out in the first half. Grant, elaborate on what happened in that first half a little more.
The Northmans, excuse me.
The Okies, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The Okies were shooting lights out from three-point. The Tigers really couldn't do anything about it. Tigers tried to get the ball into the paint a lot more, and that found success for them.
Brissett hits a three. There you go. Grant talking about the three-pointers in this game. Benassi's going to pick up a steal. Nope, she's not. She almost did. But Coleman just hadn't turned around for the Okies. And Bishop's going to run the offense for the North. Oh, my goodness, the Okies. I cannot say it.
Yeah, Tigers have switched to a 2-1-2 zone on defense.
I see that. They're really trying to protect that lane, almost daring the Okies to keep shooting from three-point land. That's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, I think the Tigers' mentality is that they're gonna try to force the Okies to shoot the ball, and then once they establish that they're shooting the ball as good as they did in the first half, then they'll press up on them.
Yeah, they're wanting them to shoot, like you said. Benassi flies in and gets the rebound off Roush's missed three from the top of the key. Brissett setting things up. Tigers trailing by 2 with 6:30 left in the third quarter. Sanders driving, good defense by the Northmen, and another rebound. The Okies, Grant got me there. Benassi seemingly getting like 2 rebounds every possession. Is going to take this one out of bounds. Brissett trying to drive into the key. Good dish out to Roush, and that's off. Good playmaking there by Tatum Brissett. Like we said earlier, known for her defense and playmaking. Benassi with a steal. I guarantee you she's going all the way with this one. She does. Up with the left hand, a little too strong. Sanders there. Ties the game up at 28.
Yeah, that's still not surprising coming from Dee Benassi, already having 52 steals on the season, the team's leader.
I want to say she's had like 5 today, too. She's had a good amount. She's been all over the place. Very all-around player. She gets a tip there. That's going to go as another steal for Dee. She thought about it from 3. Instead, she opts to drive in. All the way across the court. She lets this one fly. Almost got a lucky roll there. But Bishop's going to bring home the rebound. Love on her like a hawk, though. Inside, Benassi's going to pick up her 3rd foul. And I'm not going to lie, with how this game has gone so far, I feel like if they feed the ball to Everly, they can get Benassi in more foul trouble than she is right now.
Yeah, the more foul trouble Dee Benassi's in the rest of this game, the better it is for the Okies. Dee Benassi obviously making an impact in this game already.
Everly does not hit the free throw, distracted by Nick Beach. I don't know if you all could hear that from home, but this gym was silent.
Nick Beach was screaming like a wolf.
I don't even know what that was. Like, that just sounded just weird.
That sounded painful.
It worked, though. Yeah, it worked. She hits the second one.
Sounds like a jungle gym over there.
It's the loud crowd for a reason.
So now the Northmen have switched to a zone. They're now in a 1-3-1, a little bit different scheme than what the Tigers were running. This scheme is trying to trap up top and allow them to shoot corner threes.
Brissette with her second consecutive three. And the Tigers up 31-29. Brissette's three-pointers early on in this quarter. 4:20 left. It's paving a difference. Whistle and a 3-second call. You saw it first, Grant.
Yeah, so what the Tigers are trying to do on defense is they're trying to trap the key and the corners to try to force the Okies to swing the ball around and not allow them to get the ball inside to the rig.
Interesting though that in that 1-3-1 they're putting Everly at the top. Like she's at the top of the key. She's not the one in the lane.
Yeah, I think the reason the Okies are doing that is because she's obviously the tallest and she has probably the longest arms. So they're doing that so that she can try to get steals at the top of the key and try to get tips so that they can get fast break points.
That's one interesting dynamic about the girls' game being different from the guys is that you can think about stuff like that. In the guys' game, you typically have, 6'10" guys you can put down low. But for the majority, the average height of the girls' game is relatively the same. And so you can do stuff like that and put your tallest girl at the top of your zone. That's a smart coaching move there by McKinstry.
Yeah, they're right there. That's the benefit of the zone is they're not allowing any drives to the lane.
I'll tell you what, though, you can see the frustration on Bishop's face. Brissette, when she's in there, has pestered her. Really not allowed her to do much. Reminds me of Caden McGuire last year in the sectional semifinal as Love trying to go coast to coast. She draws a foul. She'll have 2 shots at the line.
Foul number 14, Alexis Platt, her second, team second. Kira Love shooting for the Tigers.
You have any free throw stats for us?
Yeah, Kira Love, a 49% free throw shooter.
It's a 50-50 chance. She flipped the coin correctly. Made the basket.
Let's hope she can defy the odds on this free throw.
She cannot. Rebound Everly, and here comes Bishop once again. Brissette, look at that, and bodies flying all over the place. I believe they're going to call that foul on Brissette.
Yeah, it was that last effort she tried to do when she dived on the floor, got her hand on the opponent's arm.
In my opinion, it looked like she got hit a little bit. And now an off-ball foul on Roush. She looks extremely confused of some sort. She was kind of wanting a hook and hold foul. That's her third, worth noting. Definitely the Tigers' biggest threat from deep.
She'll definitely have a sub later here, probably in the next minute, 30 seconds.
Yeah, both Roush and Benassi in foul trouble tonight for the Tigers. Both with, I believe, 3 apiece. Another 3-second call on Everly. That's her second in the last few minutes. 2:42 remaining in the quarter.
Okies are definitely, you can tell with those 3-second calls, are definitely trying to force the ball into the post to her.
And McKinstry looks a little upset on the Oak Park side of things. But game getting a little more chippy, I was going to say, but I forgot to say earlier in the first half, the refs were letting things play a little more. Like we saw a few reaches not get called, but I'd say, Grant, in this half, things have chipped up a little bit, which naturally happens in a basketball game.
Yeah, I would definitely say that the more time the game goes on, especially in a close game like this, there's going to be some arguing, some chippiness, as you said, and these teams, Oak Park definitely does not like the Tigers of how they lost last time, so we'll definitely see that.
Time out winding down, but it's looking like a fairly new set of 5 is going to roll out for the Northmen. Pond checking into the game for the Tigers.
And Blake, as a basketball player myself, most people would agree if you play that you want refs that don't call everything. If you have refs that let things go, it's definitely better than refs that are going to call every little thing on the court.
As a soccer player myself, I can definitely tell you when the refs let us play more, it was way more enjoyable. Tigers moving the ball a little more. Love let it fly from deep. It was off the mark, a little too strong. Here comes Bishop. Mentioned earlier, she's their leading scorer at 13.1 points per game. She's been shut out by Brissett in the last few quarters. The broadcast curse is real, as Bishop puts 2 on her stat sheet as soon as I say that. Cross court to Brissett. She drives. Not able to get it to go, and I think that was a backcourt violation, Grant. I think they got away with one there. Everly inside. Roush with the good defense and the rebound. She'll bring it up the floor. Love's jumper short. Both teams trading misses, but the tempo remains quick. Love redeems herself, goes up strong, and is fouled. She'll have 2 at the line. Great hustle by Kira Love.
Yeah, so on that backcourt that you think, the rule is that you can have 2 over and 1 behind. So those 3 being 2 feet in the basketball. Those are the 3 that you can have over. You have to have 2 over, and you can have 1 back. So I think what the ref saw there was she still had the ball and her left foot behind the half-court line while her right foot was over.
That makes sense. Thank you for the clarification there, Grant. Love misses the free throw. Tigers only lead by a 2-point score. And this game has naturally had way more defense in the second half than it did in the first half. Everly again misses, but she uses all 6'2" of her to get that offensive rebound, but she's not able to get another one. Roush has been active on the boards this half for the Tigers. She averages 3.65 rebounds per game. And I believe the Tigers are going to hold it for the last shot yet again, unless they turn the ball over again, like they did to end the first half, but 36 seconds remain.
Yeah, I think something – oh, they're going to a man. Never mind.
They did just change to man-to-man. Very worth noting. Bishop on Sanders, pretty tough. And Love's going to take it. Great screen by Sam Pond. It doesn't work out, though, for the Tigers. Bishop with 8 seconds. The loud crowd kind of tricking the Northmen a little bit. Offensive rebound by Everly. She gets it to fall. It was a missed 3 by Platts, and that is how we end the third quarter, knotted at 33 apiece. Grant, we're in for a good last 8 minutes of basketball.
Yeah, I think the Okies are going to try to stay in that 1-3-1 zone. At the end of the quarter, you saw them go back to a man. The reason I think they went back to that man was just to apply pressure on the ball. They didn't want the Tigers just run the clock out. There was still a minute left. I think they'll go back to that 1-3-1. It's been pretty successful for them as the score is tied 33-33. But I think what the Tigers need to do is put Samantha Pond on the block there and try to get them to drop down to the paint, which will leave them more room on the top for 3 points.
I mean, she hit an Okie with a train when she set that screen. You and I both looked at each other and we said, whoa. But like you said, I think that 1-3-1 is really working out for them with Everly at the top. And I think the reason for that 1-3-1 especially is because it helps kind of eliminate the penetration that Benassi typically does when she takes the ball from the wing. It makes things much more, I guess you could say, narrow, because the wings are naturally more covered up. But the corner is where things are open. So if you have a good corner shooter, like Brissett hit 2 separate threes, each from a different corner in the last quarter, it worked out for her. So that 1-3-1, we'll see if they roll out with it. But I agree with you. Smart decision by Coach McKinstry to go man-to-man.
Yeah, so the way they need to attack this is getting the ball to the corner. From the corner, you can then baseline drive. That's where you can get your layups and attack this 1-3-1, or you can get to the corner to shoot. Or, like I said, they probably should drop Pons to the block to get that defense to collapse even more on the paint, which would leave them even more room to shoot the three-pointer.
Yeah, you all can see it at home. I wish we had a drawing utensil like the professionals to show you the 1-3-1 and what Grant's saying, but off the mark from Sanders. It's anyone's ball game with 7:23 remaining.
And the Tigers no longer in the
hand.
2-3 zone. They're now in man.
Benassi, she's taking it all the way. You can just see it in her eyes. And she gets the basket and the foul. Talk about a momentum gifter if she can get this free throw to fall.
Yeah, DiBenassi, a spark plug for this Tigers team.
She reminds me in like the NBA of someone like a Rudy Gobert or a Nikola Jokic, someone who just gets all-around stats even though they're considered a big man. In D's case, a forward or even times a center.
Yeah, I'd even more say like a Dennis Rodman type, just getting lots of rebounds and just bullying people in the paint.
Yeah, she just gets loads of rebounds. There's another steal. Spoke too soon. The ball is flying everywhere. That's going to end up in a jump ball. That's what I was going to say, or what I was expecting to happen. The Northmen have the possession arrow. They're going to keep possession. 6:56 remaining. I should say the Okies. It's been a struggle tonight, to say the least. Our graphic says Northmen, so I keep looking down at that. But we did not know that ahead of time, so apologies that that Oak Park High School calls their female teams the Okies. So apologies for that. Bishop with some crucial free throws here with 6:49 left.
And Ryland Bishop, one of their better free throw shooters on the team, a 70% free throw shooter.
70% is right, and she's got a good shot statistically and mathematically to make this second one. But Brissett's back in the game for Roush, and you know who she's picking up on defense. Barking is what you just heard from the loud crowd, and it worked. Loud crowd being the student section for the Tigers, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah, and something to watch here is the team fouls. The Okies already have 5 fouls. Tigers already have 4 fouls for the half. 7 will put them in the bonus.
Both teams with less and less fouls to give. 6:35 remaining. Benassi wanted it. She got it. Brissett lets it fly from 3. She banks it in.
The bank is open tonight.
The bank is open. It doesn't close. It's open 24 hours. Tatum Brissett 3 for 3 from deep in the second half. Steal by Benassi. Grant, she's going all the way. I don't even have to tell you.
Yeah.
There she goes. You can just tell she's very determined every time she gets the ball, and somehow, against all odds, Kira Love came away with the rebound, and Coach Crawford takes the timeout. I don't know what just happened, but the Tigers lead by 5 with 6:03 remaining. And let's just say Tatum Brissett stopped by the ATM. The bank is working for her now. Let's just say that.
Yeah, definitely. And even she had some threes earlier in the game that weren't banked, so obviously she got a little lucky on that one, but obviously she's definitely a skilled three-point shooter.
She is. Like we said, 3 for 3 in the second half. It's not easy to do that. Even the pros who do it for a living, Steph Curry, if he had 3 game situation type threes, he might not make all 3.
Definitely The normal average, like a great three-point shooting percentage for a player is around 40%. That's a great mark.
And those are considered the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like baseball. The best baseball players that are in the Hall of Fame batted 300. They succeeded 3 out of 10 times. Benassi inside with the hand, finishes with her left. Extends the Tigers' lead to 7. That is huge, and the Northmen need to answer. 5:40. The Okies need to answer. Grant corrects me every time. Stoppage on the play. The Okies will retain possession. I think if they can get it to Everly down there without Benassi stealing it, that's probably their best shot of getting a consistent 2 points.
Yeah, and Blake, the Tigers themselves have now gone to a 1-3-1 zone.
A little bit of a copycat, never hurt anyone. And the Tigers are going to turn it over. It was Dee Benassi with yet another steal. I want to say she's at like 8 steals, Grant. I mean, she's nearing a triple-double. I feel like she seriously is. I mean, it seems like she has at least 5 in this half. That's going to be a foul on Brissett. Just an accidental trip. Nothing bad meant by it.
Yeah, triple-double, a rare occurrence in high school. You see it a lot in the NBA and college, but in high school, definitely do not see it that much, especially with steals, rebounds, and points. You normally see it with assists, rebounds, and points. But having 10 steals in a game, as there's another one by Dee Benassi.
She might have a triple-double, Grant. As good hustle defense there by Platts to knock it out of bounds. But, I mean, seriously, and the steals, in this case, the triple-double, it'd mean a lot for this team, but I don't think people from home can understand how pivotal her defense has been, shutting out Everly from getting the ball. She steals it almost every time, and that's going to be a jump. The Tigers have the possession arrow, so a little bit of luck for them with exactly 5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, and Ashley Sanders tripped on the rebound. Might be a little slick out on the court.
Maybe slick. High school courts don't typically get cleaned except for halftime, or unless special permission from the referee. Pond just set another screen that sent another Okie to the floor. Backdoor cut by Brissett. Just couldn't lay it off the backboard right. And here come the Okies. I caught myself halfway through it. We're making progress. They're going to turn it over. And something I've noticed about the Okies is that, you know, Grant, we were talking about that shooting early in the first half. They were shooting lights out. That has not been the case in the second half. They have struggled to find points with anyone really other than Everly, even Bishop. And that is in part because of Brissett's defense.
Yeah, in this game you can definitely tell that they were streaky in the first half. They were nailing everything in the first half, and in the second half have hardly made anything since.
Like you said, really have hardly made anything. I'm calling it now. She has a triple-double. Another steal by Benassi. She has to. I mean, we know she has the rebounds and points. And it's just, I feel like she has to have at least like 10 steals. She has to. And currently, what my color commentator is doing is he is trying to use his iPhone camera to zoom in on the stat sheet from all the way in the broadcast.
It wasn't very successful, Blake. The camera quality was
a little pixelated. Yeah,
it's a little pixelated.
It's not like one of the cameras we have on the game right now. Benassi takes it for another 2. The left-handed assassin, been alive tonight. Rosette's going to pick up a foul in the front court. Tigers with only 1 foul to give now. That's the team's 6th. Worth noting considering Northmen need points, but they're running out of time. They only have 3:43 like we said. They need to pick up 11 points, which is just under a third of the total amount of the points they have already in this game.
Yeah, something interesting is now both teams are now in the bonus. whenever a team fouls now, there will be a 1-and-1 free throw. That could be the key to the Okies here. If they can get the Tigers to foul them and they can shoot a lot of free throws in this game, that would be very successful for them for getting a lot more points.
All right, Grant, come look at our monitor. Can you see the steals? Look at this tight shot by Nick Bellamy. I don't see the steals.
I don't see the steals either.
The people from home are trying with us. Interactive. I don't know how often we're ever going to do this again, but that is a zoom in on the stat sheet with a professional camera. I don't see where the steals column is.
Yeah, neither do I. Stat sheets are very complicated for no reason at all. I don't understand why they make them so complicated. I never have.
Well, if you have a 90-plus inch TV at home and you saw that and you saw anything, please let us know in the comments. We would like to know, but I'm 99% positive she has a triple-double.
Yeah. If so, we'll definitely put that in the comments after the game. If we can confirm that with the stat sheet, we will definitely try to put that in the comments if she does.
Northman got to go, and Benassi's going to knock it out of bounds. The thing about Benassi, too, is I think she has 20-plus points as well. I wish we had official stats. We apologize. But the unofficial Blake and Grant stats say she has a triple-double with 20-plus points and maybe even 20-plus rebounds.
I think I would – I don't know 20-plus rebounds. That's a tall task. I would definitely say 10-plus, but 20-plus, that's
she's at least a 15.
That's a high mountain to climb.
Tigers are 4-3 at home this year, looking for their 5th win. Their only conference win so far as well has came against Oak Park. 1-4 in conference, looking to make that 2-4. A team that's 7-10 this year. Pretty good improvement from the years before. Lost a lot of close games this year as well.
Yeah, what the Tigers are trying to do here is they're trying to drain as much clock as possible. And this is what we like to call layups offense. Drain as much clock as possible and only shoot good shots, which in this case would be layups.
Exactly. You called it as it was happening. Rouse drives in, gets 2. The freshman has played a pivotal role in the Tigers' success so far tonight. And the Tigers are now doubling up Bishop. And you have to give the Tigers credit as Benassi's going to pick up her 4th. But Tigers have really shut out Bishop in the second half, and in the first half, she was their primary playmaker. They've kind of forced their wings to try to create plays, which just naturally doesn't work the best in basketball. Unless you have a forward like LeBron James or Kevin Snake Durant bringing the ball up the floor. I had to say it. I can't say Kevin Durant's name.
And Blake, I have an official update here from the Google. I have learned that now in the official scorebook, steals and rebounds are not tracked.
Ooh, that is worth noting. So we all were fooled. But it was fun looking at a stat sheet from about 60-plus feet away, probably even farther. The power of Canon cameras. Sony cameras, sorry.
Sponsor us.
1:55 remaining. I'd probably go out on a limb to say the Tigers are going to win this one just because of – it's obviously not over yet, but the way that this game's looking right now, the Okies aren't looking like they're in a hurry to get the ball back.
Yeah, that definitely could have been a three-point shot, but they're just going to continue to pass the ball around and only go for layups. That's a great save.
Roush showing off why she's a varsity player in her freshman year, but they do turn it over. Just miscommunication. Hopefully the broadcast curse doesn't
strike again.
Give the girls basketball team something catastrophic. Benassi denying the baseline, but Coleman does end up getting fouled. And she's going to go to the line. It's going to be a 1-and-1 for the Okies.
This is the way the Okies can possibly make a 12-point comeback. Doesn't happen very often, but if they are going to attempt to make it, this is the way they're going to do it, is by shooting free throws, forcing the Tigers to foul them.
1:13 remaining. If you want some little matchup history, we mentioned earlier this is the 5th meeting ever between these two programs. Tigers have won both of the last 2 matchups by 20+ dating back to last year. And the Northmen beat the Tigers 57-33 in 2017, but the last matchup before that was just a few decades ago on December 2nd, 1976, where the Northmen won 37-36 in their gym. So let's just say until these teams got in the same conference, they didn't exactly play each other a lot, to say the least, as Benassi's fouled. She, I believe, she'll go to the line for a 1-and-1. That's the 7th team foul, gets the Tigers in the bonus.
Yeah, this is another thing that the Okies cannot afford to do right now, is foul them and give them easy points at the free throw line.
I'm not sure what that was from the Oak Park side, but it worked. I don't know if you all could hear that from home, the distraction. Bishop inside, not able to get up off her feet. Good strong play by Benassi. Her and Bishop got a little tangled. I almost said, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, a little joke with our advisory lane. As time's going to wind out, 20 seconds left. We talk about as time expires, though, what a solid performance from this Tigers team in the second half. They scored just as many points basically as they did in the first half. They stayed consistent on offense. The Northmen didn't, and that is partially because of how good their defense was. People like Brissett, they made a big impact on defense. The crowd rises to their feet. The Tigers defeat the Northmen by 10, 47-37. They pulled away in the fourth quarter thanks to some defense. Any final words, Grant?
Definitely that second half was huge for the Tigers. If I remember correctly, the Okies only scored 27 points in the first half, and they only scored 10 here in the second half. So definitely.
They did. That is a good thing to remember. They only scored 10. Wow.
And part of that was from Dee Benassi getting all those steals. As we think, unofficial Tiger broadcast triple-double. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, great overall performance in that second half. I'm not going to lie, this game, I think, was closer because of how lights out the Northmen. The Okies, I almost made it the whole stream. I did not make it the whole stream.
No.
Let's be honest, Grant.
You're not really
I
that
almost
close.
made it till the end of the stream. But the Okies, they shot lights out the first and second quarter, and they just could not keep it up in the second half, and that's natural. So I believe that's all we have here tonight in the field house. The Tigers pick up their second conference win of the year, 47-37 over the Oak Park Okies. I think that's it, Grant.
Yep.
Signing out for TBTV8 Sports. We hope you've enjoyed our live coverage of this girls basketball game. I'm Blake Heisey. Alongside me, Grant Thomas providing color commentary. Our camera workers, Nick Bellamy and Luke Rule. Our producer, Lauren Barry. Don't forget our sideline reporter, Lauren Holdmeyer. And as always, our advisor, Elaine McDonald. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.